I have an order to buy right above a 50% pullback. I think it's more likely that we go up to the moving average after this wedge bottom than it is that we go below it. So
Order filled.
just got filled there. Low one sell on this bear bar, but after this strong reversal up and the wedge bottom, I don't think that it's strong enough to sell below.
Order filled.
Ended up taking 4 points there. I was going to go for the moving average, but when we pulled back above the bear bar and created a tail on top, I decided to just exit on the close of the bar. This is the kind of situation where this is what I was referring to on Friday when I said I need to be more aggressive when the math is clear. So selling below here, selling below here. I'm always scared of some kind of pullback that stops me out and makes me regret not using a wide stop. But if the math is obvious, then whether I have the wide stop or not, the math for that individual trade makes sense. And I should be taking it, especially when it gives me an opportunity to make 4 or 5 points. And so here today, it wasn't a perfect setup. And this is a situation where I would normally use a wide stop. But obviously, if I use a wide stop on this one trade and I lose it, then I lose a combine. So it's a situation where normally I would use a wide stop. But here, even without a wide stop, the math makes sense. I think it's a clear premise that we're probably going to go up to the moving average before going below here. And we're going to go up to this high before going below this low. I think the odds are higher that we go up an equal distance. So if the math is obvious, I just need to take it. And that's why I was a little bit more aggressive here without buying without a signal bar and buying without a wide stop. And it's still worked out. It would have been nice to get up to the moving average, but when we faded up here at this high, I decided to just exit on the close of the bar. So at 262 for the day, my first trade was selling in here. I sold as this bar was accelerating down. And I was going to hold for longer, but as I was in the trade, I drew the measured move target. And we were right there and started to bounce up from there. And so when we did that, I just exited with 1 point. I do that a little bit too often. I get in during the collapses, and I'm often right that we're collapsing, but I always find a closer target and exit too early. Same thing on that trending trading range day here. I sold during here and just took 1 point, and then sold again and took 1 point. But here I thought there was a more obvious target lower. Today I didn't know what the extreme would be in terms of the target, and the best extreme I could think of is the measured move of this opening range. And once we got there, I didn't want to risk this being a final flag of this and being a climax. So I decided to just exit with 1 point, but glad I got this trade in, and it ended up being a pretty good day so far. So I'll see if I find anything else. The way my days have been going, even if I don't find anything else for the day, this is a pretty good end of day total. So I'll try not to force anything, and I can probably afford to be a little bit more conservative for the rest of the day. But if I do see something that I like, I'll take it. Just bought above this IOI buy signal, double bottom bull flag. I think this is a bear leg in a trading range, and there's a chance that we can get up to the high of the spiking channel. So I wanted to take a chance on it. It is a tight trading range, and not many bull bars on the way up, on the way down. But I think given the context, it's reasonable to look for a swing up. So see if we can get it. So 1 times my risk is up here. I think it's possible that we get to the high of the spiking channel, but I think this area is reasonable, which is about 4 points.
Order filled.
Decided to get out there with a 1 tick loss. I didn't like the reversal down. We already have so many tails here. It's a tight trading range. So I didn't want to see it reverse back down. So just trying to preserve my profits, and don't want to take a trade that I'm going to regret. So happy to get out with the 1 tick loss, and wait for something better and something more clear.